NBA team put out the survey every year. The coach is able to manage and motivate people the best out of all the coaches in the league. Second best coach in the league. What does that mean, do for you, if anything? You know you love accolades.
I don't know. I'm no idea. You know how to. Just grateful to have a job. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I've been pretty consistent with that one. I enjoy what I do. I enjoy seeing our guys get better. Anything that people say about me in that regard, it's a huge blessing. I'm not going to sit here and act like, wow, that's, bad. It's actually something that all that stuff, just grateful to have a job and grateful to do what I do, and the guys that, commit to our program, and that kind of thing. I'm not quite sure how to respond to stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm so focused on what we have to do and our culture, our gym, our guys, and what they've been able to do in a short period of time. I try not to lose sight of all that. So just grateful for the program that we're trying to establish.
To follow it up, I'm not Jae, Chris, and Devin sat last day, and I see Devin a little more sweat coming out of his shirt than what I've seen before. Where are they at right now in terms of possibly getting out there tomorrow?
I think Chris and Jae will see some time tomorrow. I think Book is still a few days away from us even talking about him playing. I think he needs more practice time. We weren't able to do any 5-on-5. We'd love to have him in that environment before we put him on the floor. So we haven't even talked about that as a staff yet. But just looking at him today, he's got a lot more pop to his step, and he's ramping up. So I'm sure he's wanted to play last night. But we have to be really smart with him and the workload he's had this past. Think about it, from Flagstaff until now, like he's played a lot of basketball. Because during that hiatus, those guys were still finding gyms where they could go get shots, and so I think we have to be really not cautious, but just smart with how we ramp him up and how we get him back on the floor.
Why was it important to get back in the gym today after flight, getting back late?
Still training camp, in my eyes, that's it's training camp until opening night. When I came into the league, October was, you started like the first week of training camp, went until the last, almost to Halloween, basically. So we've had to manipulate that part of the new economy of the NBA. And so we treat all of these games, the first, 4 games, all the games in the preseason, like training camp. So for us, getting off the plane and getting some sleep, but coming in here and getting some work done is important to keep that training camp mentality. We're a work team. That's who we are. That's who we have been. And we want to, keep that consistency to start the season.
I would ask you about Jae. When people look at where he is in the defense, they might not think that's like the spot where a leader will be. But with your step-by-step process throughout the season improving, you alluded to it in the past, but just how important was he as a vocal leader, pointing Mikel, Deandre, Devin in the right spots to help that group?
Yeah, we tell all of our guys that come in to watch Jae on defense. Like, that's probably the biggest compliment I can give Jae is, like, we tell our guys, watch him, and whether it's the communication, being in the right spot, giving up his body, the high level IQ that he has for the game is something that we value. I'll run a lot of stuff by Chris and Jae because those guys have been in so many situations, but in particular Jae because he's had to guard so many positions. So, I mean, I think that's probably the highest accolade I could give him, or highest compliment, is that we just tell people to watch him.
To that point, like, what is he following this guy through the lane, have his hand up? It seems like he does every single little thing you want a defender to do.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's a lost art right now in terms of guys who do that?
Yeah, I mean, probably. I think about, the program he came out of at Marquette. I spent time with Jimmy Butler, and he had the same quality. Those guys, at least the ones I've worked with, have had a seamless transition from college to NBA defense, and especially those guys that have played like 2, 3, 4 type positions. They know how to do all that stuff. Footwork, hand position, body position. It's almost like second nature to those guys. So I just look at that program and I think like that those kinds of guys who've come out of that program during that time have been really good coming into the NBA on the defensive side of the ball.
Just one more to that point. I'm not sure if I'm going to be on the right track here, but has it been important to have like Chris on the front end of the defense, Jae on the back end of the defense, in terms of having a leader in both spots?
Yeah, I think it's given Deandre a lot of confidence. I think those two have helped him. He and Mikal and Book, kind of put it together for those 3 guys, because you have a guy at the top who knows what the other team is trying to do, what we're trying to do, and then you got a guy behind who's almost like a, Darren Woodson, from the Cowboys. That's what Jae kind of reminds me of. That, not necessarily a cornerback, but a guy that can be on your third level of your defense that knows exactly what's going on and can see it from that vantage point. I think, that has helped us, get better on the defensive side of the ball.
Look at this fast. What things do you want to see improvements from last night?
Yeah. Just the habits. We had a couple of transition breakdowns last night, trying to get steals in the backcourt, which we call ambushes, and then just a normal transition defense. Marvin got behind us one time last night. That should never happen. Fox dribbled right down the middle, got a layup. That should never, like stuff like that. One, it was conditioning, but 2, it was just a sense of urgency to get back and form that wall that we typically form to keep teams out of our paint and prevent layups.
Coach, with the story this morning that came out, the report about Deandre and his contract extension. We saw last year with Chris, right? It was hardly a story. It didn't distract at all.
Yeah.
I'm confident that this will be the same this year, where like things like that won't be a distraction for you guys.
Yeah, I just heard about it not too long ago, and I can't say much about it unless I've seen it. I've heard about it. It's unfortunate. We typically, as you guys have seen, like our stuff rarely gets out. And so when it does get out like that, or somebody writes about like what's going on here, probably not true when you didn't hear me, James, or Robert say anything about it. So you can't control that stuff. It's pretty obvious that we value all of our guys, and all these. This is a new situation for me because I don't think I've been a head coach and been a part of these young guys who've blossomed into good players, and now they're up for this is new for me. And so I'm, it's not my job to pay guys. If my job, everybody would be rich. I'd pay everybody. But the cap isn't based on my heart. You know what I'm saying? But the organization would be broke, but everybody be happy. So when I hear about stuff like that, I'm just like, that's not how we do business. We haven't operated that way since I've been here. And so it's not disappointing, but it's just a new world. We just got to navigate that.
Diana Taurasi said today how much it meant to her and the teammates that what was Tuesday there. What's Wednesday going to be like after the doubleheader when you'll be playing on the Mercury floor in downtown?
It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. I'm focused on our team getting better and all the stuff that we have to do, but at the same time, this is who we are. The ladies are a huge part of our organization, and we make them feel good. I hope they feel that, the support, the care. It was an easy thing for us to do, to move the times around. And, we want to give them every chance they can to win a championship. And, Coach, I told Coach she deserves my office. She's got 3 championships. I got zilch. You know what I'm saying? And she's over here in her office, which is nice, but I got this thing over here that's like, I'm like, you need to be in my office. And she just laughs it off. And I'm just happy to see her. I watched them practice a lot this summer, and you can see the way that they respond to her leadership. And you're talking about DT, maybe the greatest women's player of all time, but one of the best basketball players of all time. And Skylar is Notre Dame. So I can go on and on and on, about my affinity towards their team. And I just like the way they play. They play hard. You can tell they enjoy playing with each other. And I'm sure the city is grateful to have a team like that they can call a champion. I don't think they get enough credit. Brought 3 championships to this city and still don't get the credit they deserve.